The thing I need all of you to know is this: I am not unmindful of the sacrifices that you have made here today. May the grace of God find and locate you wherever you are. Amen. It is not ever an easy journey when you are fighting evil. Yes. At all. But some years back, before I started this work, God told me very clearly, and I heard it very clearly. He says, once have I spoken, once has he spoken, twice have I heard. He says, the truth is enough. It is the only weapon by which you can slay the monster called Nigeria. The truth, nothing else. In my public advocacy, in my fight and my wars against this evil empire that we all live in, I have never lied against anyone. If I don't know, I'll say I don't know. That's true.
We have one.
You asked. Any Nigerian who is still hanging around waiting for 2023 to change Nigeria is a fool. Line 20 Daily Faro me up and ask them to become president of Nigeria. 20 of me, 20. Multiply their brain power by 10, factor of 10, and then force them to operate the 1999 Constitution with the governance system that is enshrined in it. We shall fail spectacularly. The problem of Nigeria can never be resolved by personnel changes. The system is designed with impunity undergirding it, and it can never deliver anything positive to the Nigerian peoples. Be those Yoruba, Hausa, Igbo, Fulani, whatever they care to be. Make an Igbo man president of Nigeria in 2023 and force him to operate the 1999 Constitution. Complete waste of time. Igbo will continue to suffer the brunt of the wickedness of the Nigerian state. Every Nigerian is rendered stateless by the 1999 Constitution. It is an iniquitous, wicked, and evil document. It has nothing good for the Nigerian people. And the longer we continue to fool ourselves believing, and let me enter one quick caveat. Our rulers are actually very intelligent when they care to be, especially when it comes to their own preservation. And I know as a fact that they're already making noises about restructuring in Abuja. The Mace Snatcher and the Lawan and that one that calls himself Baja, all of them are sat there running helter-skelter, cobbling together some lies that they intend to sell to us as constitutional, what do they call it, amendment. Let's be clear. You cannot continue to build on top of lies. You can't sustain that lie. And as long as justice is missing in a place, you continue to have strife. We need to tell ourselves the truth, and that truth is that the closest we can come to normalcy in Nigeria is to have a return to the original agreements that founded this country. Those agreements are very clear in their fundamentals. One of them, federal system. Nigeria is today not a federal system. Let's stop lying to ourselves. The word federal was brought to life by the American election. Each state has its own electoral body because it is essentially a country within a larger country. That was what our fathers agreed. Nobody agreed a situation where a clueless man will sit down inside a rock and begin to issue edicts and diktats to every other person. Nobody signed on for that in 1960. All the constitutional conferences, beginning from 1948 all the way to the 1951, all the way to 1960, each and every one of them was very clear and unambiguous. Nigeria was meant to be a federal system based on parliamentary democracy. It wasn't by accident that our fathers settled on parliamentary democracy. They wanted to make democracy as close to the people as it could be. So it simply meant that if you're a parliamentarian, you knew your people knew you. It was the aggregation of the parliamentarians that determined who became the prime minister, and they were also the ones at the regional level who determined who became the premier. So democracy was devolved. It was easier for the people to become involved. What we have today is not a democracy. What we have today is not a federation. We've just become a nation of liars who readily accept every lie that we are told.
You are watching feudalism being institutionalized in broad daylight. Feudalism thrives on impunity. It does not thrive on the rule of law. That is what you are seeing institutionalized. Law does not matter and cannot and must not matter if feudalism must reign. And that is what has happened. What all the people who have helped to institutionalize this madness would have found is that they have helped to promote the reign of evil. Because if this evil is condoned in relation to one, it is institutionalized in relation to all.
I'm desperate to see Nigeria war. No, be desperate. And because I'm inside, I know it is presently a criminal enterprise. I must dismantle. And that's how Africa is. Because as governor, I can take my state money and come here and buy a house. Buy a house all over the world that I don't need. So that's what we need to dismantle. If we dismantle it, it will work. There's no reason why we should be where we are. Today, secondary school penetration in Nigeria is 28%. China is 90%. It shouldn't be. We can do more. So we are waiting. People protested when I was governor. They even caused strike. They shut down our schools for months, our hospitals for months. Well verified. We need more transparency. And when you talk about transparency in terms of figures, you show it, you elucidate it. Figures are not 1 + 1 is 2. It's not something you say it's just 2 because of. Tell us how we arrived at it and we'll believe. And when we talk about subsidy, I've continuously said, if we are removing subsidy, what are we replacing it with? Where are we applying that subsidy we removed to? So if you say to me, I've removed subsidy, I'm going to use it to build this number of classrooms, to be able to pull out of school children into school, so we can verify and follow and track those schools. We have issue in health, primary health care, especially issue of infant mortality. Removal of resources will enable us to build this number of primary health cares in different, so that we can measure it. So you don't remove something without saying what is replaced and where we moving our money to. Or it's helping us to manage our debts. This is it. This. But here we have fuel subsidy removed, the debt is increasing, and we're not seeing anything. We have to continue our journey on democracy. It's government of the people, for the people, and by the people. However, we need to tweak it where we have some level of parliamentary system in it, like is in South Africa. So we need to deal with issue of more scrutiny in our expenditure, in our borrowing, in efforts to be able to ensure that our scarce resources is prioritized to areas of urgent need for development, from security, food, all those areas, education. I'm not preoccupied about 2027 election. I'm preoccupied by Nigeria sitting today and having a better life. I've said it before, my politics is not about the election. I am not desperate to be president, and I don't want to. What I want to hear is that fuel prices are coming down, bread is getting cheaper, Nigerians are not. You cannot be talking about 38 million Nigerians facing hunger, and I'm talking about next election. Let's talk about hunger. Let's talk about managing our resources today. Let's talk about doing the right thing, the right behavior, showing example to the younger ones, growing up that we're leaders. I've said that everybody, they have right to protest. I've said it before. I would discuss with every protester. They even want government months before they did that. I would sit down and discuss with them. People protested when I was governor. They even called strike. They shut down our schools for months, our hospitals for months. Well verified. I was talking with them. I didn't come down. I have never, as a politician, as a governor, for one day, go and ask any policeman, say, please, stop somebody. Talk less of arresting the person. It shouldn't be. In a democracy, people have right to say no. I've said it every day. If I'm managing this facility and everybody loves me, I will resign. This is me. Wherever I am, I believe that I have enemies. My job is to convince them. If everybody loves me, then there's a problem. There's people who hate me because I'm just Peter. They don't even need to give me any reason. It is my job to convince them on why it should be. I convince the teachers why we should return schools to missionaries, and they've seen the result. I convince them why we should go to the missionary facilities, the Ministry of Health, and build school of nursing and midwifery. You just have to. It's a constant thing. That's why you're a leader. You're a communicator. You listen. You talk to the people. It's not a question of what the young ones. I'll meet them. The agitators, the protesters. I will be talking to them.
Greet everybody. Welcome to Own Our Politics. And today we shall talk politics and policy and Najama. Shame on you. You didn't like, you know like. You just come in. Please, as you come in, do the needful. Like, share, and subscribe if you have not done that. That's first thing first. If you haven't done that, get the fuck off. Go back, like, share, subscribe, and come back in. Let's get jiggy. We're looking at plenty things today. Many plenty things we'll be looking at today. First, congratulations, Nigerians. And I say congratulations because the president, out of his benevolence, out of his kingship, out of his lordship, he decided to say, you know what? The young people of Nigeria deserve to know what history is about. So he reintroduced history into the school curriculum. What a progress in 2025. We are talking about introducing history to our schools. So what anyway, the Minister of Education Tunji Alaosa shared this development during the 2024 New Year in review on Channels Television December 31st. Understand that history has been removed from the Nigerian school curriculum in 2007. Wait a minute. Now 2007, I mean, I don't understand though. So what did they teach history before 2007? Because I don't know. I know. Please, somebody should help me here. What kind of history? And I think that's another thing I really want to dive into today. Now they want to start teaching history. Which history they want to teach? From where? Now from 1960? Now from 1914? Now from 1560? I mean, where are we? But anyway, those are the things we are going to look at today. But I am surprised they say now 2007, now they stopped to the teach history. That's I don't know how to respond to that. Anyway, spark widespread criticism over the years. Addressing the issue, Alasa explained, let's go back to basic education. The curriculum is good. One important thing has been missing in the past was Nigerian history. We have now people over 30 years disconnected from history. It doesn't happen in any part of the world. So you say some people are 30 years who are disconnected from history, and now you are saying 2007. Make it make sense to me. Am I tripping? Anyway, Alhassan added that President Tinubu recognized the importance of restoring the critical subjects to bring the generational gap in historical knowledge. Try these people, eh? Hey God. Who they advise themselves? Because I don't say they, but I don't know. Just see that okay, this is what you want to do. These are policy or some kind motherfuckers. Anyway, President Bola Tinubu has mandated that we put that back in our curriculum, and that is bad. From 2025, our students in primary school, GSS, and senior secondary school will have that as part of their studies, he confirmed. They won't be, now propaganda they won't begin teach. Yeah, I want to see those curriculum. I don't go lie. I want to see the textbooks and the teachers and what they going to teach. I don't be interested. Now pure propaganda they all whitewash. It's a new world order. Anyway, let's go there. Nigeria University will soon be left with alarming underqualified. Okay, that's a different story entirely. So anyway, that's not the story we will tackle this early morning with that. What I wish she will be celebrating. As in what kind of history first? They say Nigerian history. That's a good thing, but when you say Nigerian history, start from where? When then amalgamate us together, North and South, which is early 19th century. I mean, when then when we negotiate, when America put pretty much gun on the British, say, yeah, let the people go, and they negotiated for that. So now there we go start from, or we're going to start when we are everybody get his own colony, everybody get kingdom pretty much, right? From the Benin to the Kanuri to the Nok to the look. I mean, you name it. Where do we start the history for? It'll be interesting. I mean, where is the Civil War going to start from? Where are we going to start the Civil War discussion? Are we going to literally put face names and to every? I mean, it's a good thing. I know. Hear me. I mean, something that is a welcome development. But at the same time, I'm concerned. I am concerned. What is the agenda? Because at this point, why they remove it in the first place was an agenda. Bringing it back, where we are? What's it about? So I don't know. History, history teachers. I want to see where they will begin talking about the Civil War, whose roles and who played what, who did what, who. I mean, it will be interesting. I was reading the memo, memo from Henry Kissinger to President Sheila Nixon, Jimmy Carter at that time about the situation in Nigeria. The Biafran hold their own power for about 2 years. It was incredible when I read that. I wish we could talk about one day be that. These are my even I every Saturday we go to talk the Nigerian story and we'll talk about. I saw yesterday when I wanted to talk about uh, the Ojuku's speech. I mean, there's a lot to learn, man. Every day we just dey shout, man. So the letter from Harry Kissinger to okay, the memorandum for the president from Harry Kissinger. Nah, when he described the war, that was about 2 years into the war. What was going on between the Biafran side and the Nigerian side? How Winston Churchill visited Nigeria during the Civil War. I've never heard that before anywhere. And I've never heard that Winston Churchill was actually in Nigeria. The Prime Minister Winston visited Nigeria. And that one is it going to be part of the history too? He visited both sides. Both now, make I read part of the letter where talking about history. Oh, it will be interesting to see what is they will talk about about the Civil War. Prime Minister Wilson visited Nigeria. Predictably, Wilson has returned empty-handed from his flying visit to the federal side last week. Now, this is Eric Kissinger. I mean, we don't know Eric Kissinger by now. He just died a couple of what was it? That's a couple of months ago at the age of 100. He was like the Secretary of State for so many years. That he's a legend when you talk of geopolitics and diplomatic matters. So he's actually writing a memo to the then president of the United States. So he did describe saying that Wilson, that's the Prime Minister of Great Britain. Remember, this is in the 60s. Again, just after the Second World War, right? And America has given order to the likes of Britain, France, and everybody that they should let their people go, which also connects with the Civil War. I mean, the civil rights movement that was going on in America. And I mean, uh, this girl, I think she not Miss Trump, she called herself. When Adiola was Dr. Damage is on her show, and she actually made that analogy pretty well. People didn't understand it. People know you go off people's head. I could tell because I was listening to people's comments and the reaction of people on the platform that day when she talks the our independence did not just come like that. It was connected to the civil rights movement that was going on in America. It's pretty much the offspring, the benefit. She put it in a way that I was like, huh, I think in our limit the wilderness. Anyway, now still briefly about the visitation of Winston Churchill during the Civil War. Now this is in the spirit of history being brought back to our schools, right? This is one Bolatonubu legacy is going to campaign with. They will be proud in now. They run around the talk now. So let's see where they will start their history from, and what they will say and they will omit about the Civil War. I, for once, never knew that Wilson Churchill visited Nigeria in the thick of at least in the middle of the Civil War. Now, he was given a polite but cool reception by the Nigerians, who understood the trip was mainly designed to soften parliamentary criticism of the PM, of the Prime Minister pro federal stand. Now, the West, the Britain, and everybody wants Nigeria to remain one, so they overwhelmingly supported the Nigerians that, of course, by their colony, by their business center. Wilson did push General Gowon hard on federal bombing of civilian targets in Biafra. He did get a promise of a tighter rein on the pilots, which probably meant little with the very uncertain federal discipline between Lagos and the front. The Prime Minister also went on to Addis Ababa to see Haile Selassie and boasted the OAU as peacemaker. So far as our reports indicate, that too was a polite exchange of familiar view with no real impact on events. Now, Wilson plight was most obvious in a last-minute effort to schedule a meeting with Biafran leader Ojukwu. Ojukwu turned him down flatly, but the refusal was managed with the usual Biafra propaganda skill, allowing backbench critics in parliament to charge that Wilson himself had mishandled and suspect the meeting. Now, see, this is the middle of the war. So when the Biafran side decided not to meet with the prime minister, that's the right thing to do. Don't forget, we are as at that time I see parliamentary system. So we see coming to Nigeria to sit with the parliament for the fact that is pro the federal government. Of course, no matter how the basis be, we never be balance. So Ojuku, that was a good move from his own side. Now, this is a memo from Henry Kissinger to the President of the United States as at that time during the war, describing how the Prime Minister visited Nigeria during the war. So the British domestic benefits of Wilson's visit are likely to be short-lived. His policy of support for the federal will make him fair game for the critic as long as the war lasts, and even afterward, he is still in office. Now, other diplomacy. Meanwhile, there are other anxious to play a diplomatic role. None of them will reasonable prospect. President Beleone of Ivory Coast, undoubtedly with the Goli blessing, is trying to bring the two sides together without pre-condition. Yet, the federal don't trust Biafra even far enough to respond to his plea. The OAU is trying to get talk started in Monrovia, Liberia, at a meeting of the Consultative Committee for Nigeria on April 18, but that effort funda- is foundering on tactics, comic obstacle, so charismatic of this war. Ojukwu won't come unless Gowon stops the bombing and come himself. Gowon won't stop the bombing for military reason and won't come because he is getting married on the 19th with plans for. Oh my God, we plan on honeymoon rather than negotiating with the rebel. God, these people, man, this a lot needs to be. I mean, this is a memoir from Eric Kissinger to the United States president. So regarding how they work. Now, I'm putting this out there. I'm looking forward to the history they are going to teach. Yeah, as they don't introduce this to school, what they will be teaching, they will actually go into details of what actually happened during the war. This diplomatic amaze means nothing while the federal offensive is in progress. Both sides remain convinced that victory lies on the battlefield rather than at the conference table until events events persuade them otherwise. There is no chance of authentic negotiation. So both are holding their ground for like 2 years. It's there's more. There's more. How they bring more? How man, Nigerian history, man. Nigerian history. Shout out to Ferrari Alaba, where push me has to go watch say what's it called? My fellow Nigerian. I couldn't watch more than 3 episodes. The thing now is too I don't know. Nah, it's a narrative of outcome. What led to that point? By the time you begin to know what led to that point where the guy did narrate. So you go understand. Say if I the thing go tell you to watch because it's just too. I mean, it's like a project the guy they run. If my judgment serve me right, hey, the guy where they do that my fellow Nigeria the 19 episode, hey, na General Malu's son. Nice guy by the way. I don't meet himself. The guy said don't write a piece on me before. I remember when I was training for the Olympics. He's a nice guy. I understand where he's coming from. I mean, Popsina Malu, General Malu, man. This are inner carcass. Now them be the now them be that's why I thought say they really wanted the story. I don't know if the history where Bola Tinubu was introduced, we actually go into this because by the time you begin to read the declassified document from CIA, it's a lot, it's plenty. You will begin understand we come. All these boys there, I call them boys, when they run around, them go one, they are go you don't see, Obasanjo, CY, that every single one of them, they be boys. They were just playing the actor, they don't playing out a script. Eh? Ojukwu himself was a British train. That's everything you need to know. So it's just our history, man. I don't know why they go actually tell them the way it is, and if not, unless we the day when we will free ourselves, we will actually. I was on my corner last night. We had a very long conversation with a Ferrari too about freedom and shit. That's the only way we can actually begin to say we want to know. We will really get close to exactly what our history is about, our history. But kudos to the president if you mean what he's saying and if they allow us tell our story, because that's what it's about. Nobody say you introduce history, then the textbook, the context of all the textbook where they go they use. Now England they for bring them come or they bring them from Washington. Then it's over. Just like every other textbook where we can give us. But let us be the storytellers. Let's tell the. I mean, I don't know. It's crazy. But I'm open minded. I will give them benefit of that. Let's see what they are going to teach. 'Cause as far as I'm concerned, the only subject where they're supposed to be teach for school be that history, math, physics, chemistry, biology. Then that's it. Every other thing is should be a choice. Anyway, Najama can apply for Mastercard Foundation for farmer, male and female, age 18, 35. Last day is 9th January. This man, what are you up to, Najama? You don't become a city boy, SSA now. SSA to the Minister of Agriculture. I mean, livestock, the new ministry. I mean, Epawolo don't give you appointment. Which one you did? Say fellow Nigerians can they apply for Mastercard Foundation for farmers? Come, Naija man. I don't say you know say na GMO na you dey advertise so. Na so you take dey start o. Mastercard Foundation. Shey na Benin abi na Silicon Valley. So when you apply for Mastercard Foundation and you are approved, wetin you think dem go give you? Eh? Dem go give you seeds because all dem give you money to go get a place to farm or however dem wan do am from, either from a factory or for land. Then they will give you the seed. They will tell you the seed to buy to plant. That's so you take get GMO for your house proudly. I mean, I could be wrong, right? But Najama, I need to come explain what you dey advertise because I don't understand. Mastercard, come and explain your Mastercard, oh, because there's nothing free in this world, oh. So what they want? What are they want? So we'll talk about Obi's news. I thought I say it's a well-intended. The whole idea makes sense. I think he got a response from the federal government, which is they always do. They always ignore the guy as if he know they exist. But for them to respond to that, but it make a lot of sense. But it's just that the production is just it's unacceptable, unacceptably. So history. We see still on the history before we go there. Let's say, are they going to tell that they will put this one for the history too? This one.
Democratic Republic of Congo. Oh, that's huge.
So what part of the history book that one go there? And how they go take how they go take teach am? Because yeah, I can't wait. Maybe by in 6 months from now, I'll start watching out for the books, the curriculum that will be developed to teach the history. It's a good thing, it's a great thing actually. But who is going to be the teacher? Who's going to be doing the teaching? Who's going to write the curriculum? Who's going to produce the books? What are going? I mean, there's so many questions to ask at this point, which is unfortunate because my history shouldn't be. History is just a change of things. According to Yvonne Noah, change of things. We just want to know. Why is they very safe? We never too old safe. We're not talking about 300 years, 400 years ago, which is so recent. If you are fortunate to understand or know the Chinese, when they go to tell you about their own history that spans into thousands of years, all the way to like what fourth, all the way to like fourth century. So our own are just here, safe. If no one, no matter if one even go beyond amalgamation and all that. Let's talk about the first encounter. I think it's still recent. I don't think it's still on the double digits. Around like 12, 13 century now we begin get the feel of what these people then begin come, right? So it's not something that once no far like that. Straightforward. But the fact that half of the history, I said half because if we want to tell it in three parts, right? They are coming, what they did till what they did, how they're able to conquer every enclave, every tribe, every empire, every kingdom, according to Wale Ogun's book, Fatherless People. So if that would be like the first half of the whole story up to amalgamation. Then from amalgamation, 1914 to pretty much date, now go be the second half, right? Of the fortunate thing about the thing is that the second half, pretty much the second half, we have people who are still here at the early stage of the second half. Let's say there are some people within our midst who were born like 1920 something. They might not say 1910, but 1920 something, 1930 something, 1940 something. In fact, some of the 40 something they see the power, like actively serving. So, how will that part of the story be told in our schools? If the people who are the actors are we going to lie as all of us are guilty, or some of us, or we're going to say it the way it is? To me, that's the biggest question here. This idea of introduction of history.
I don't want to give, any credence, to whatever they are saying. It doesn't distract from the fact that, I was at the convention. I was invited properly, and have an honored guest, position. So, who are they that I have need to prove anything to them? I was there, and what's their business? Is that about the high unemployment in this country? Is that about lack of food on the tables and the kitchen of the poor? Is that about electricity that they cannot even properly privatize, blackmailing the honorable minister and forcing somebody to resign because they want to turn it to family patrimony? Is that the cause of infrastructure that is lacking in this country? Is that shouldn't we even share knowledge, acquire knowledge to really understand what a nation needs?
How prepared are you for next month's election in Ondo State?
We are very, very prepared. The candidates working hard, the party is working very hard. All our structure are in place, and as long as the election is well monitored, policed, and controlled, we are very sure of victory.
First batch is 25. How solid is the state financially to ensure that none of them will be abandoned?
We put our priority right. We first of all re-engineer our finances. It will be slow in gestation because people are not, naturally will not respond to new creative method of financing. But this is what, this is an innovation, and equally the standard of this building that we are bringing is another pace-setting program for those schools. The funding is not there to take everything in one go, but by managing a good cash management method, we are not going to hold nobody, and we are not going to abandon no project.
Your Excellency, sir, a project like this has to be sustained by teachers who can actually face the challenge. Do you plan to train your teachers to make them use the standard of education and education at home?
we will continue to upgrade the teacher training program. Equally, we are going to hire more teachers. Okay, those who are on temporary appointments will be converted to have job security. This is part of the government program. Put the teacher and the people first. Equally, we will have training the trainers program in information technology. I don't study the anthropology of it. Where are we? No. Political power is not going to be served in a restaurant. It's not served in a la carte. This is what we are doing. It's being determined to do it. At all costs, fight for it, grab it, snatch it,
Yes, sir.
and run with it.
Yes, sir. Jagaban. Jagaban. Yes,
The country is going through a very strong phase of reform. And this reform is taking a very bold and hard decision. For example, you might be hearing from whom now in the last few days about fuel prices. But can we help it? Can we develop? You use their good roads there. You see electricity being constant. You see water supply being constant and running. What is the critical path to get us there? If we cannot take hard, painful decisions to pave the way, now is to provide the leadership that is necessary. And I'm committed to that. It's not all about politics. If you are afraid of taking the hard decision when it is time to do it, you probably will not be able to build a national consensus any day, anytime.
Nigerians insist that they have to impress their neighbors and other people that they eat foreign rice. I said, no rice. You either you eat what you grow what you eat, or you die. I think I tried to make my point. And later, Nigeria appreciated it because it provides more jobs. People go back to the land. We have the land, and we produce what we eat. I have only 6 more days to go. And I try to plan to be as far away from Abuja as possible. And thank goodness I came from an area which is farthest away from Abuja. I said, if anybody false move, I establish good relationship with my neighbors. The Nigerian people will defend me. Thank you very much.
Where is now 57? So what did I even myself? Najama. A good thing I've been about it. I wanna buy for it.
You know, Ruben Abati's statement that Ndibo do not sell land to the outsiders, it's very unfortunate. It's unguarded. And I think it was meant particularly to malign Ndibo. with very ulterior motive. Let me start. My father was into real estate business. And before the war, a man who was not from my town bought a land, had his documents. After the war, the man did not know where the land was, did not have any documents. They told him my father was the honest man. Now point the lands to him. He came to my father with gifts and all this. My father said, no, I remember you. I'll take you to your land anytime you are ready. So my father took him to his land. And the man turned out to be a bank manager. And he told my father, so it is really true. We still have honest people.
For under 200.
Yeah, he is now going to facilitate a loan for my father to improve his business. And that was how my father took loan from the bank and nationalized his transport business, which helped him to become one of the richest men in the town during our own time, because he sold land to somebody who is not from our town. And so when a man now comes to make statements that he's not versed in, then you will know that he has personal anti-Igbo mentality in his gene. Recall that when Nigeria got its independence, University of Nigeria was sited in Nsukka, my town, and that made it a town that everybody from Nigeria came into the land. And it's because they were accommodated. Also, you had a lot of Yoruba, Hausa, coming to University of Nigeria. There were 3 universities then. You had University of Ibadan. They named it after Ibadan. You had Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria. And then you had University of Nigeria. So would a town with a people that have been pro-Nigeria from beginning begin to discriminate as to who to sell land to? Would a people whose article in trade is buying and selling begin to discriminate when they want to sell their land? When an Igbo man is dealing in business, he's looking at profit and loss, not where you come from. Now, if Ndi Igbo are doing well in real estate in Lagos and doing well in real estate in Abuja, where did they learn it from? They learned it from dealing in real estate from their own town, from their own place, because that is merely an expansion. You can't give what you don't have. Now, do you sell land to your own people? No. Everybody has land. If you are a man in Igbo land, you're entitled to a plot of land in your own land. So if there was any land sold by Ndi Igbo, it is sold to people who are not Ndi Igbo. And then, how can somebody ignorantly begin to make such statement? Reuben Abati simply celebrated his ignorance publicly. And let me tell you, he offended the legal profession, because in law, you don't condemn a people unheard. You cannot condemn a people without hearing from their side. He just said he borrowed a language from T.O.S. Benson without even knowing the context. And he ran to television and established it and asserted it as a fact. It's against the legal profession. And he condemned Ndi Igbo unheard. What he would have done is to get an Igbo expert to be educated or present him on the studio.
As was how interesting that history is reintroduced by Tinubu. Isn't that ironic? Huh? Uh, as a, I'm one person that believes history tells itself via politics, right? And especially a country whereby the citizens are devoid of history. So it's easy to repeat what works over and over and over again and appears new to people pretty much every time. Honestly, sometimes I don't understand Igbo, the way they run away from facts. What are the facts? Huh? What should be the facts? What are the facts? To get waiting, I really want. I really want. I really want to talk about one of these days, but I need people, real stakeholders, because this idea that the Igbos are pretty much everywhere but home. The oftentimes we say is in their nature. I will argue that it's not. It's not. That's a condition that is created deliberately. There's a reason why it's like that. And you know, start. Don't be say it don't happen over and over and over again in other places. There's a reason why they make sure they just do everywhere, wander around, but at home. And one can argue there has never been peace since Civil War. So there's so many recent conclusions you can give that just historical context to it. Again, to add a better understanding, not to I'll talk about I go try bring talk about how government work by Noam Chomsky. Or you understand the slave revolt, the revolt that took place in Jamaica in 1831, right? That drove when British people told us, oh, they stop slavery. No, there are things. You know, just happen like that. They don't just wake up one day and say, oh, this thing no go stop am again. Event happen. And the offspring of that revolt led us to, yeah, most of the things where they happen. The ideas of work self. Have you ever asked yourself why they work? I ask people why they work. So it's crazy when some things are. And also the irony you are talking about is what the way back and forth. What I mean, what me they talk about in general now because of when as Kenneth they talk, I remember I remember that concept that the idea that these people know they stay one place, they move around, means in who they were, or that's how they supposed to be. No, that's not human nature. The Jewish people were once there, like that, were was once there. That's why most of the time when you see some behavioral intellectuals, they refer themselves as the Jewish people. I think a lot of people miss the concept, they miss the fact, say, that they could not understand why they talk like that. It is because the Jewish people, as we see today, are pretty much the same faith, just like the African American people, the the Jewish people, the same thing. They were all over the place before. They pass them around in Europe, all over Europe. They pass as in they are being dealt with. Now Hitler come be the. You know what? This one not too much. So it's the same fate that the Biafran people are going through in the Nigerian states that they are going through that happened before. So when they link make that link, that's what they are referring to. Okay, I don't know. My grandma is speak here now. I seriously don't understand. I'm confused now. Because when you say history is good, not that, but it's ironic that it's Tinubu. So what do you mean is Tinubu? History will not repeat itself with the same character. No, now different actors will come and different technology too. Or I mean, unless I'm lost. Make me understand what you mean. Because when you say it's Tinubu, what do you mean? And Jama, what is the truth? Want to tell us the truth? Be fact, as you said, make our understanding. If Okonkwo argument, no, I know by the eye, he didn't say anything as far as I'm concerned. He don't talk anything. In terms of the waiting about raise, he no speak to that at all. He just beat around it. Another man when no from your village come buy land from your papa. Which village the man come from? That's one. The idea that trade, I don't know. He said something a lot that the SSC does not tie with that. Anyway. My guy, I know it's having English like that. Forget all this like that. Wait, what do you mean irony? I'm getting confused. The more you emphasize on that, what do you mean? What are you trying to say? Put it in the context for me to understand. I'm a follower of Monday Paolo. I thought speaking grammar for me. We know understand grammar like that.
We have one of the lowest rates in the OECD of maternity pay in this country. Changing that would probably...
Well, the president essentially is trying to pull all the resources to the southwest, particularly Lagos. Many of the oil companies are in Niger Delta, are in the Delta region. That's where they have their operations. But their headquarters are in Lagos. They pay VAT to Lagos. Dangote is paying VAT in Lagos with his factories in the north. What has Lagos done to earn that? So Lagos is getting all of that money. And now you're saying, oh yeah, that money is ours, that money is ours. No, it isn't. Lagos is what it is today thanks to Nigeria's Commonwealth. All the infrastructures were built by Nigerian Commonwealth. The ports, the bridges, the everything. If anybody asks you must pay. So people need to be sensible. There is this thing they call in the old Zulu adage, Ubuntu. You are who you are because of me. It's common humanity. Northern governors met in Kaduna to talk about VAT. Oh, and they want to accrue more money. Let me say that they were not there for God and country or for the region. They were collecting there because they're not going to get more money. So this selfishness, oh, it's me, it's me, it's me, and the president is following that, it's raising antenna alarm in the north. To all that, yes, and the president has sent a bill to the House about his tax reform. That is his right as the executive. But it is the right of our representatives, and we are watching them very closely. It is the right of our representatives to fight for us and kill that bill if it does not do well for the people they are representing. End of story. There is no argument. There is no argument. This is what democracy is. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu on his own cannot do things without reverting back to the House. And we have our representatives there that we will hold accountable.
That's what you did laugh. If you are surprised that you say one thing, you do the opposite, you go say you did that. I mean, isn't that what is at the core of what being a good politician is? What Cuomo, the former governor of New York, refers to as the campaign in prose, but the campaign in poetry, but govern in prose. I mean, as I said, put more context to it. If that's not what you mean. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so the question today is: it's a good thing they are bringing back history, but which history are they going to teach? Who is going to write the curriculum? Where are they going to start the history from? Is it the independence before I mean, is it the current uh, global world that we belong to? That I mean, where do we start speaking history from? How do we talk about the Civil War? Are we going to go into the details? Since the fact that the characters, majority of the characters who took part in that are still very much with us. Majority are still very much with us. They are still in power and various capacities. So bringing history back to our schools is a great thing, but in what context are we going to start teaching it? Who is the author and who guide the curriculums? What are they going to be centered on? What is the goal? What is the aim? According to them, it's to bridge gap. What gap are we bridging? Even those who claim that they taught history, how much did they know? What did they really teach? I mean, there's so many questions about this introduction of history to school, which is a shame in the first place. So it's like this, the irony. I mean, if you can answer the irony, you would understand the context. It would, my brother. You see the problem there. So even you keep using the word irony, irony, irony. You cannot find another way to actually explain it. Right? That's why I say that grammar is the speak. Irony means saying one thing and doing the pretty much opposite. And I said, why are you surprised? Isn't that a war politician? Though. Maybe waiting for this to be like an elected political officer. Isn't that what it means? If you have to know how to do that at their best. So I don't get it. If Tinubu is the one saying one thing, saying and do another thing, why should that be? So again, unless na English we dey speak, I no be English person. I don't understand irony. So break it down in a different way, but it seems as if all of us, the two of us, are the same. English no be our forte, but for some reason, you just keep pushing it as if I don't understand what you are saying. I do, but I'm not just shocked the way you are shocked in terms of the person or what it seems to be irony about. That's it. So what's irony about it? He's a politician first. And people keep forgetting two things about these people. that it is a job, and most important thing is the job is to find one way to meet the interests of the stakeholders, whatever whoever that is, with minimal distraction. How does it keep distractors away? It's by propaganda like that, giving them rosy, telling them all this and then so that's why I say he's a politician. No, it isn't quite an irony that a Tinubu without history is introducing history. The introduction of history is glitch. No, 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 no. See, no. I think I understand. That's why we know we disagree on this. Tinubu get history. Now you know one recognizes history, right? Yeah, to say person no get history, that means that person has never existed. That's what it means. That's a person no get history. You get history. It's just not the kind of history you want or you are used to, right? Yeah? Or if he's saying a lie, they lie, but he's lying about something. He's lying about his history. So in as far you exist as a human, you get history. So that's why I thought I understand it the first time when you point it out. That's why I say that history. History repeats itself via politics, right? All you need to do is to just understand that the characters that carry out the history changes. Technology is also changes, right? So Bola Tinubu get history. Now you thought now you know just like the history. When una pan and go Chicago, una meet history there. Una no just agree me. So just because you don't agree with his own kind of history, doesn't mean it doesn't have history. So it is since I understand you well. It didn't just, I'm not just a shock the way you the shock about the whole thing. That's why. Now, what they expect that, and again, that's still boiled down to that conversation of you are approaching leaders or public officials in a humane form. They are human. So you are expecting instead of demand, right? That human side of you expect, oh, it should be good, it should be nice, it should be this, that. No, 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 no. That's for waiting. Where is the history? History is he has no history. Where he secondary again, you are getting a whole thing twisted. This man exists. Once you exist, you have history. Again, you might not agree with the history where you get. You they argue say he no go secondary school. That means there's somebody be that. Right? You no go school. Does that mean you know they exist? People wey no go school no get history. Eh? Again, you dey see things from the four walls of you know the education systems they build for us, which is to indoctrinate us to the religious capitalism. They need obedient workers. They need you to just want, which is both are the thing that I was talking about the Igbo space. The fact they are everywhere is not nature, it's not natural. The reason why it's like that. And I use history to back what I'm saying of the Jewish people here like that. The African American people are still going through more this similar things. So everything they happen for a reason. The world that we see today, not be God do am. It's not by divine. Now share people's imagination being built to life, to reality. So you can decide to say Bola Tinubu no dey exist though. That na you. That doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Now so it's also go the same thing way. If you are saying you know get history, it's like saying when they talk say Buhari die. Buhari na dead person. It's the same thing you are saying. It's the person no get history. Now you know just like the history. You wanted to see somebody. No, you graduated from so school. You went to you. That is just history. That's not just history. Because if you are caring enough, the fact that he no go school, that means what did he do with that part of his life? He did something. You don't just like what he did with it, or you don't know. But the fact that he's a human being that is alive, you say okay, just that person, just because I don't know you now, I can't say you no get history. Just because I've never seen you, I never mean so he get history. People dealt with him. I don't know. It is again. The idea with the say approach life. Things should be divine. Use your church mind. Nah, hell no. We have known everyone exists, but then if you exist, you have history with that. You must not know everybody history now. True. You must know everybody history. Now everybody know your history, but it's not. What is history? That's another thing. You define history first. Hausa people say babu utabaya chi. That means anything in an empty space, fire no fit start. Just wait for fire to a flame, there's something. Fire cannot inflame on in a vacuum. I know the point you are trying to make, but the way you deframe am, you cannot say just because person no go secondary school or you cannot prove it doesn't mean it doesn't have history. You understand? It's the same thing say Buhari na dead person during those days. I go say no get history. Person dey be your president, presiding for you. You say you no get history. Hmm? This is about significant. That's exactly what we are saying. To you, he is not significant. That doesn't mean it's not significant to other people. Stop forcing your worldview on everybody. This is glaring now. True. There's no way it can be important or significant to everybody, regardless of how much he did or what the history is. It doesn't matter. Some people will still see him as irrelevant. Capuch, see, let's see, they offer you somebody that has history, which is Atiku Abubakar. He said, come on for 2027. He has history. And I can tell you, he's secondary school. Yeah, this PDP, this new, I don't know, say a new PDP or color. These Atiku's soldiers. They are on a different level. I like them. They are very intellectual about everything. They take advantage of every niche. See, I ain't just forwarding. Oh, vote for my guy. I ain't get history. I will tell you in secondary school. I mean, can you beat that? Let's see. What is my business with Atiku? You can vote for him or a man without this. Wow, everybody. You see how that's the beauty. That's the beauty of society. That's why politics. That's why the idea of everything are politics, right? With this kind of different take, we can still coexist by agreeing again, negotiating persuasion. You understand? That's how it is. But that's what trying to say I must do things your way, it no go work. Me trying to force you to do things my way, it no go possible. Let's say trying to say nah, yeah, but that's why we are what political animals. It can be done. Now, see, if you are doubting Lexi, his own man is not be saying that history of before self. He's still rewriting history as we speak. He's still telling people that The history that you think you know about me is not the same. I am an under 17. I still I can still go to the Olympics. He said it, look at it. Love you. I never blame you. Also, most of that now. The captain guy United, Suleiman Maybe so that the guys don't get Steve Joseph. If you guys don't pay me, I'll stop at my side. I'll stop playing you guys. My name is Julie James. My name is Shadrach Hassan. What's the meaning of that? My name is Manjura Usman. My name is Yusha Ismail. What a country. A man who pays more than 2 million. That's my Echo, man. Thank you. I like that. I like that, man. He get multiple history. See, my guy, Atiku, a true patriot, using sport as a means to bring the people together. Atiku knows the importance of sport to the community. People like Obi, Senior Ekpa, I try. I think I am waiting for campaign season to start. These article new soldiers. These are brand new. These guys are good. These guys are good. How much come? Let's see. What are no pulling me for outside though? This is not fair. This is not fair. And you know I have what it takes to put that guy on the front burner. What would I just what would I give him money make I don't build my history before SO will come attack me tomorrow so I don't get history. This guy, he just use that. You want a lie? I don't agree. Atiku, all you sports, they are the product of sport time. Okay. That's a good try. That's a good try. But I won't fall for that. In my case, it's been deliberated as we speak. Come now, see, you know the Moguna no Bubumio. I know that one. I know that one. And now come and tell me story that touch. I know you listen to Test by Moonlight. When I bring money, all these people, I figured out that all of them, they are not working for us, they get work paymasters. All these people, they want run for president. They need to work for me, so I go charge them. Anybody want me to talk about him, they have to pay. Because I know that my own get that. They ain't coming to work for nobody. They are coming to work for people that know their history. If I want to go with SO analogy, because Tinubu history, people know him. Now those people they work for. And so we don't know history. That we don't know history. That's why we know they get the benefit. So and now Lexi is telling me that he know the history of Atiku. In other words, if Atiku become president, he will only work for him. You understand? So we are in the same. We are you need to form a form a formidable front in this, so that they will not be left behind. The history of Tinubu is back. Is that he won 2023 by speaking blah 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 blah. Just say blah 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 from Chatham House. You win presidency by the glaze. That is Nigeria's. At least I go come as a president get history. Person where there is history, but you yourself you just put these three together. Where's the line? You know line. You just said history. Exactly as you said. It's simple as that. Ah, people worry about things that will not win them election. We will buy things that will win your election. Ah, lazy. I'm telling you now, my offer they there. Oh. Anybody will first come. I know Kebena people no get history come. We go build history. That's my job. My job is to build history behind my candidate. Eh? I have a reputation of selling unknown, unknown candidates to the mainstream. That's my credit. That's my history. I be so. You want to say I don't get history? But I have the history of bringing local champions to national conversation when it comes to presidential election. As far as social media is concerned, we know that one. Even up to today, once they see me, they say, "Go." Eh? Who fit do that kind of job? People them even know them boala them Kilonkwe. They did not do job. They then get easy candidate to sell. Eh? I bring Konkoso on the same stage with I can say that Konkoso being among those that went to charter has at least 20% to my credit. Eh? I introduced Konkoso to the southern social media's uh, enthusiasts. So I get a reputation that once I touch candidate, I don't have history. Automatically, history go come out. But at least I think we got history that he is a wonderful footballer. This guy, this Lexi, you see, I won't support you in this one. This game, ESO is winning. ESO is winning. You are as soon as you think you guys are in another level, but plus ESO, they are just on their A game as well. You have history at Tuesday. At least we know you have a chance. God, this guy. Oh, wow, that's my history. That's history. That was my history just start. Well, I think that at least I get history. I mean, okay, I see your point. So what are you trying to say? Bola Tinubu government Lagos. That is not that it's not an history. What are you talking about, so? Tinubu government Lagos for 8 years now. That's history. If you not agree saying go Chicago or he work for Duluth, at least he work for Alausa now. Eh? There are videos to testify to that. Ah, fucking crazy. So I am advertising, more I bring una kind there, I will sell am. I sell anybody sellable. But I like to say underdog. If I'm not getting paid, I'll go underdog. I'm asking for upfront, cash upfront. I was giving yeah, some marketing clue yesterday. Eh? On a good day, I won't charge for that 2 hours of much consultation that I gave. That's cool money. On Obi, been one of I talked am before now. Been one of the easiest easiest candidate to sell in Nigerian history. Up to today, is still the easiest person to sell. Like, only me go give her at least, I'll give her 500k votes. I guarantee that one. With the right pay, I go give her 500. Make I not to go far. Because of the short time we will do. They give me like 4 years, I give her like 2 million votes. It's easy to sell am. Easy die. Every day. You don't even need to scratch your head. Don't go sleep, wake up. You just look at the space. Something you go guess. You go we they give content every minute. If a big just go now, go hide. Go hide. Make it no come back for the next 6 months. Only this week alone, he has given content that would last for 6 months. That's how easy it is to sell Obi. Article na another person. Article dey easy to sell article. Article dey easy die. Easy die. All you need to know na just be a little bit grounded in history of Nigerian Fourth Republic. How e take come. Because people are not telling that history where article can easily score points. When you begin tell the history of PDP, the role he play in this Fourth Republic is still the only loyal OG among all the people that initiated this Fourth Republic. Forget Tinubu. Tinubu has just been rewarded with the presidency. There's another man out there on the streets who has been loyal to the game, who you can even argue in terms of being patriotic. Even though anybody will be down on him, I will destroy him. But I can argue in favor that is patriotic than Obasanjo himself. But you need to understand the junction from 1999 to 2003. The idea of continuity, people don't understand that after 2023, after they won 1999, the next election, the frame and the motto, I be the logo, I be the whatever is continuity. There's a reason they made it continuity. So let's see. Atiku now easy man to say. Atiku has so much. Atiku has so much content. So much already out there. So easy people to sell. All of them are easy. I just bring the right. So yeah, so I agree with Atiku was such a good footballer that Obi wanted to be his assistant captain. I can't wait to do the comeback home. Ah! Oh my God, it will be interesting. I be say the 4th day between Obi and Sowore people before. I don't know the Atiku guys. They are in another they are in another level. My. This is so interesting. As the Tinubu problem is that he wasn't born as a baby. He handed He landed on Earth as a grown-up man from out of space. No history of it as a child. Maybe he is from an alien planet in a blah blah blue. You see the funniest thing about what you are saying all this? These are history. These are his history. You are articulating Tinubu history so well. Then you come tell me say you no get history. You see why I want fight with you? You see why I want fight with you? Ah, it's not done with you physically now, but don't fight. You are just saying you are narrating somebody's history. You just say you don't get history. Ah, let's say the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Obi, you are appreciated. Hi. Wahala, 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 wahala. Oh. This is election, bro. This is election season. It go dey interesting. It will be so funny. If I don't see anybody pay me, I will play the devil advocate. Yeah, it's better like before. Have fun. Let's say I agree with you too. I think he's a wonderful footballer. Just watch the direction of his stomach. You can go where the ball go. You can guess where the ball will go. Ah! Let's see. These are products, sellable products, sellable products. Either you sell Obi and article together on one ticket, or you sell them separately. Either way, easy, yeah, easy to sell. You don't even have to use propaganda. Say, you don't even have to lie to sell these people. You just have to just understand the story, the history of these people. These people don't they come. These same people. There's no newcomer into the race. Even Sowore there will not be newcomer. So all of them have this. Once you understand their journey, it's okay. That's all you need. So lazy. I feel I can bring a whole region to Atiko. Now give me that job, a whole region. I got it like that. Mbambadu mpahadu eleniandare. Ovi, I repeat, watch our moves in 2025. You will be speechless. I give you my word. Remember today. The only thing that go make me speechless now when you come, now when you tell me say come, we have we have we are giving you a contract to be part of the media team or part of the political strategy. Anyone who now want put me or part of the marketing. Either way. Now the only thing wey go make me speechless be that give me better check. Nothing wey una go do wey go make me speechless. Nothing wey una go do wey go trump wetin Donald Trump don do now. So I don't understand wetin go make me dey speechless. I will not be speechless. The only thing that will make me speechless, I repeat, when you call me tell me say now you are now a member of what's going to be the thing sef? If may I give una idea say how wetin una campaign go dey on. If una go fit tailor a good message around patriot, around what a patriot means. No be say no dey condemn, you love Nigeria, Israel, Nigeria, you know dey. Not talking about a layman definition of a patriot. So Nigeria would like grammar. Now the way you go take phrase am, because it's very sellable along that. But anyway, okay, that's now I'm gonna bring consultation fee. So either I work una for as a strategist, marketer, or a part of the media, Mona. Unless when you come approach me with that, with a check, I will be speechless. And when I decide to start speaking, it will be different. So, but the only thing makes me speechless with that. History in Nigeria must be interesting. It should start from go to court. No, no. How about why you dey talk like that now? How about yeah, go to court now, just go to court will be part of it. I go say make you start from there. Ah, come. So, ṣọ́ra rẹ o, ṣọ́ra rẹ o. Man no change that for you. Man no change that for you. Okay, so I am sure you will have six pack when you are 80. You should thank God for blessing you with good gene. Nah, no, nah. Lazy. That no, that one. If you take a point from you, take it. That no follow. That no follow. Biden dey 80 now. Biden no get pot belly like that now. That's not an excuse, man. Ah, sure. You can make case for his pot belly without comparing him, without saying that, no. If not, your argument no go. See, these are the things. No una even dey bring me una. This is make I dey coach them. Because na part of my study be that. I study rhetoric. So man dey tell them you can't use it if you want to make argument for his fitness. Eh? No, they just say because of 80, he has to be like that. No. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. We have a man called Obasanjo. We see they play ball self like him. You know they play with Big Bele. He's way older. Right? So again, I see your point, I see your argument, but the way you frame am, even court self no go win. You no go win for court. If they carry you go court, you go lose. Tinubu will be good goalkeeper. Atiku teams. Atiku will be a skipper. Bad no get pot belly, but he dey fail when Atiku don fall. Yeah, you see, now you are making a point that even though he get big belly, his nature, he still fit. But no, they say at the age of 80, you suppose go and get pot belly because you are giving people to interpret what you mean when you begin put numbers, age to that. You see my point? Because me bringing Biden into the conversation is to set you up. Because the comparison you don't want to have is between him and Biden. Even though the comparison is to be in favor of Atiku, you don't even want to go there. Again, that na $1 million, $1 million expo. I don't give you so. Okay. Once you put Biden into the same sentence, into the same argument with Atiku, you don't lose. Capiche? If you want to make comparison in terms of fitness, if you have to put a name, an age number to it, that person should be way younger. You got it? Is everything. If Atiku is Biden, Obi, Kamala, no, that's what I'm saying. You see that you are still making it. Don't even allow anybody to set you up to make that comparison, regardless of how he go favor Atiku. Not a good way to argue when you have a vulnerable candidate. Make I give if you want if may I give you now one classic example if you want to make that argument. The fittest man alive, the fastest man alive is in both. Person wey put am for that kind of level of fitness, e belle big pass Atiku own. There's signs to having a pot belly. You see my problem. You see my problem. Here I go take charge you now beyond. I go charge you now. Well, you know, say get some charge where you go charge with the condition that if una get into power, we go still continue the relationship. You get some charge where you go charge now one pay cut. Una win no, I no send una, una no send me. I don't think you guys want to be in that kind of situation. So you will tell me I get 1 point. Yeah, Oga. Now, Oga, you late come. We don't finish the conversation about history. We talked about history. Bola Tinubu is introducing history. This is something we should be celebrating. Which history they won't teach, where they won't start from, who won't touch the history, who you all kind of it. But we are gradually going to where Obi pay no Obi speech is the first. No go Obi speech. Obi the New Year speech. Na rapper we dey tie for isi ego agu. Na only una dey tie rapper. Ah, dey tie rapper. Hmm. Hmm. Now that day na wetin we dey do sef na for say na culture. Something it has to do with culture now. I know for all these American schools, they always like do all those sharing. I mean a taste of nation, something like that. When I dey school, na so I dey dress on a regular day. I say I dey go class like that. Oh. Monday to Friday, you never see me. I dey always go different kind of. I know they joke. Well, I know they joke. I dey like if I wan go like Oba, I dey go full. I dey knack my agbada steady. Na cultural, Mr. Cultural. I dey always no be now wey. Oh boy. Una like share and sociable. I need to go get myself some. Na mind lazy, na articulated economist. This is a level where they bring cause. I don't know. If they don't pay me, wahala go dey. Articulated economist. Also now obedient. Yeah. Lazy. This Oga and SO they plan you come. They know I think they have an ulterior motive. This one where they give you from back from back and front everywhere. So
If Peter Obi gets all the vibes pointing to the fact that his supporters don't want him to be running mate to anyone, he's not likely to agree to be Atiku's running mate. And he too will be pushing that Atiku should back his candidature. So this situation is still fluid. We are in 2024. It's still 3 years to the election. You know,
That's right.
Election is
They have a plan.
2027. It's still almost 3 years to the election. So the
That's
people,
right.
all of these permutations, yes, politicians are very confident, very optimistic people. But you and I know that there are issues, and the opposition is generally weak to muster the capacity to take on the ruling party. It's difficult in a season when the opposition parties are being fragmented. You can see what's happening in the Labour Party now. No, it's already fragmented. The leadership of the party has been disowned by the likes of Governor Oti, the sole governor, the platform of the party. The leadership has been disowned, but the judiciary has insisted that Abure is the leader, is the chairman of the party. Obi
That's
and
right.
the supporters are not likely to take this. The labor arm of the Labour Party is also not likely to take this, which could eventually lead to the fragmentation and dismemberment of the Labour Party. Where will all of this also leave Peter Obi's ambitions? You know? So these are questions whose answers are blowing in the wind, Ibrahim.
Yeah.
So I know say you know be obedient. What I mean is that you are sarcastically the enter article from one angle, then Oga come the enter article from another angle. So that's what I mean. I'm not saying you are obedient. I know say you will be obedient. You believe in the nation cannot survive. The nation don't die already, so we should go our separate ways. Which I talk with you like that, so I'm not gonna lie. I know say either that now waiting will happen last, or we come together stronger, which is I don't see that. I see us going our separate ways and coming together stronger in the long run. But that's a different conversation. Lexi, I like that. I like that energy. You are saying you are now you be the man. You are the guy to beat. Come 2027. That's why they come after you like that. This Lexi, this will now you find approach to argument to things. I'm in love with that. I like that. But when I still get some edges to polish. In that article, how Obi was working with Tinubu. I don't know. Now your observation is not out of place. Your accusation is not out of place. Now so it was supposed to be because they understand that only one person could be president. So one have to play in a way that they will still get the love of the city president when he's going, rather than be at the loggerhead, be on the opposite end of the. Man, but I can't wait what become of PDP, man. I can't wait. This year we end with PDP becoming stronger, or there are something. They will not be. They're not going to be finished in that position again when they finish. Either the death of PDP. I drive, so I will never vote for Obi. What do you mean? I not vote for me than to vote for Peter? What do you mean? What do you mean? Are you trying to compare me and Peter? Which is a Peter beat me for a general election. If I'm not competent, what do you mean? What do you mean? who's better to do the job in Nigeria than me? Obi for president come 2027. At least we know he has history. This shot, the way you are taking a shot at me, so my history start ahead with my channel. It's alright. Okay, who you go with if Nigeria separate Ososo or Yoruba? You go to me go Afema. But that one will not settle now. That's a story again. That has been settled. You know, the Igoromigo nation for life. The caliphate, I used to be allegiant to the caliphate. The caliphate have not shown respect for me. They've abandoned me. Caliphate, no, I'm rooting for Igoromigo. I'm from Igoromigo Afemai. I can't abandon the people that show me love. I will not. I can relate to the Prime Minister. We are once in the trenches together. The Prime Minister of the Upper Land, we are once in the trenches together. So, what are you talking about? I fuck with the Upper man. The Yorubas, I don't understand them. The Yoruba decided to go with Sharia law. I can't fuck with Sharia law, man. I don't know about that. The attacker question for 2025. Biafra in exile, anytime, any day. Minister of Sport, whatever, man, anywhere, even anytime, any day. Which kind of question with that now? And they talk out 2 times. Go to. I'm fuck with Biafra, man. Fuck with Biafra. The Yorubas, their agents they sent to come and recruit me in the name of Kulata. Kulata they threaten me instead. Kulata they threaten me. Imagine, they are worse. They are worse. They are worse than the colonialists. They are worse than the colonialists. They threaten me. Kulata they threaten me. So I don't fuck with them. I am for Biafra. Biafra, without asking, they have given my own. They have shown me that they will give me my own state sovereignty. The Godomigo Afema will be in charge of their own affairs. That's all I need. That's all I need. I don't need the feudal system of the caliphate. I don't need the grandstanding of the Oduduwa nation. Godo. How many people could fit us say the prime minister of a country that they are once in trenches together? How many? You know how many people they use that thing job under Bola Tinubu say they are once in trenches? I won't trade that for anything.
Agbaje na Yoruba now, they tell you now. Yoruba people they were colonized, they were colonizing us with the soft power. Now when they don't the president, when they don't the Azurok now, they won't use by force to colonize us. Eh? Kulata, they threaten me every chance he gets. They are coming after our paradise. So for that reason, when they take their name back, we don't want again. Who radicalized me and PM? You are asking who radicalized us? It's the Nigerian state. It's the Nigerian state. It's your people. It's Una. It's the Nigerian state. After all we did for the Nigerian state, after all we did, after all we did, we gave our useful exuberance to the Nigerian state, sweat and blood, with little of their investment. And in return, they will have the nerve. They will have the nerve to declare my friend, a fellow patriot, as an enemy of the state that he served with his blood and sweat. In a Nigeria state, I will not go ever forgive you now. I will not forgive the Nigerian state. So, Oga, watch out. Watch your back, oh. Because the day I will catch you, everything I'll put down for your head. As a representative of the Nigerian state, I see you as part of the people. So you are looking for who do us like this. That's why. We gave our all and all. We live every day. We leave everything on the track. From National Stadium, Surulere, to Teslim Balogun Stadium, Surulere, to Ogara Township Stadium, Delta State, to Samuel Egbemudia Stadium, Benin City, to Liberty Stadium, Ibadan. You name it, we leave our sweat and blood. But they betrayed us. They have the nerve to declare my friend, the Prime Minister, as an enemy after the service rendered. We no go agree. So, Oga, that's the inspiration and motivation. If you are even less, you will have attitude. So, you are taking shot at me. Stop taking shot at me. Do anything. Let's say I agree with you. I just hope if he wins, he won't give Konkoso the juicy position. Once I become the commander-in-chief, I will give northern Nigeria to Konkoso,
and Lagos. Let's see. People say we don't realize in a competition for this game. It's no longer Tunubu. It's not Kongozo. Kongozo come out with a bang. The guy take a shot. That guy na problem. How now they handle the guy? Now I don't understand.
I mean, you said 3 or 4 candidates.
Yeah.
Are you discountenancing?
That's what I'm bringing for, because
the other candidates.
You know, I must admit that Rabiu Kwankwaso has established himself fairly well now. He has established himself. He has become. He's not a media survey personality, all right. But I am a professional, and I'm viewing his campaign from a professional eye, and I say that this is a quantum that must be recognized.
But all the other candidates
cannot push Kwankwaso away in this equation.
All the other candidates of, say, Accord Party, a few other parties that have also shown up, you're not exactly bringing them into reckon. Are you?
It's not that. It's not that we're not, I don't bring them into reckon. I see potentials in them. As a party, at our own campaign level, we're talking to SDP. We're talking to even Kwankwaso again and his team. We're talking to PRP. We're talking to ADC. We want to bring together. It's not a private enterprise. It's not a personal matter. It is, we're going to bring together, a coalition of political forces, in an arrangement whereby we all can come now. INEC has published the list of candidates. Labour Party is not everywhere. Kwankwaso and the group, they are not everywhere. So we can have an arrangement. We can have information that says that those of us who are in this coalition, we will support any candidates where we don't have a candidate. Do you understand? We're talking, and I believe and I trust God will help us that between now and December, we will bring together that alignment politically in the country, and the country, will be best for it, so that whoever wins, is not just winning on a solo effort. We're winning with the cooperation of as many groups as possible.
some are saying Ganduje actually spoke the minds of Tinubu, who vented his anger last week, saying some people want to sabotage my...
I think the problem for APC is exactly the problem that we raised in that Arewa Joint committee in Kaduna. If you remember, I asked Tinubu, how are you going to handle this legacy of the president?
Yes.
Because you are going to ask people to vote for APC. No matter what you do, you're going to have a problem explaining to people that you are a continuation of the Buhari administration.
Yes.
Now, so APC has this big challenge. How far should it move away from the president, and how close should it get to the president?
Wow.
And finally, I think Tinubu last week maybe took stock of all these unpopular anti-people policies or developments, anti-people developments arising from either an administration that doesn't care, or the level of incompetence is so intense that people are, the cost of living, the fuel shortage, the Naira exchange at all this time, and what appears to be an insensitive government. And Tinubu said, I know what this is. This is a ploy to get me unelected.
Yes.
Because people will get angry and they will not vote for me because I'm APC.
Yes.
And he said, somebody is planning all these things. Later, of course, he made attempts to say that is not what I meant. But we all know this thing. Whichever way you spin it, the APC, Tinubu's legacy is going to be, Tinubu's prospects are going to be affected by the records of President Buhari.
Okay, by the record of the...
This is ESO understand my cabinet. For sure, Gongozo will be minister in charge of oil and history. I beg, like, share, and subscribe. That's all I need. As you come in, please like, share, and subscribe. We are discussing Obi's media's address, which I see to be very innovative, well calculated, was on timing, on point. The conception, the idea, it makes sense. And the production, I know, like, they could do better. Even Atiku self will do a better job. I know Atiku Camp will do a better job in terms of putting up a show like that. Especially this new Atiku, why don't they see from Lexi? Those guys will put up an Hollywood show. I can't wait for when Atiku will declare. Atiku never announced his rerun now. I am pretty sure they will do in a way that it will meet the times of the day, the times that we are in. Maybe that village stunt, that local production where Obedient put up today. So they have to do a better job next time, or Atiku wins. Because this Atiku, so this Atiku, what they see, so this 2025 Atiku, I mean now 2027 Atiku. No. We can go and pull off the surprise. By beating Obi again. Atiku should not pull off a surprise by beating Obi again. Because this move where Obi than they do so. I don't think it will work. Tinubu wey be say in team they are packaging. It's out of this world. Now at the draw level ground.
If government enter my backyard and see crude oil, they say that they are old. What if they enter my backyard and I see Igbo? Now, who get them? After you go say me, I no get focus. But I don't yam focus.
People protested when I was governor. They even called strike. They shut down our schools for months, our hospitals for months. Well verified. We need more transparency. And when you talk about transparency in terms of figures, you show it, you elucidate it. Figures are not 1 + 1 is 2. It's not something you say it's just 2 because of. Tell us how we arrived at it and we'll believe. And when we talk about subsidy, I've continuously said, if we are removing subsidy, what are we replacing it with? Where are we applying that subsidy we removed to? So if you say to me, I've removed subsidy, I'm going to use it to build this number of classrooms, to be able to pull out of school children into school, so we can verify and follow and track those schools. We have issue in health, primary health care, especially issue of infant mortality. Removal of resources will enable us to build this number of primary health cares in different, so that we can measure it. So you don't remove something without saying what is replaced and where we moving our money to. Or it's helping us to manage our debts. This is it. This. But here we have fuel subsidy removed, the debt is increasing, and we're not seeing anything. We have to continue our journey on democracy. It's government of the people, for the people, and by the people. However, we need to tweak it where we have some level of parliamentary system in it, like it's in South Africa. So we need to deal with issue of more scrutiny in our expenditure, in our borrowing, in efforts to be able to ensure that our scarce resources
I appreciate your time, man. Thank you very much.
Is prioritized to areas of urgent needs for development, from security, food, all those areas, education. I'm not preoccupied about 2027 election. I'm preoccupied by Nigeria sitting today and having a better life. I've said it before, my politics is not about the election. I am not desperate to be president, and I don't want to. What I want to hear is that fuel prices are coming down, bread is getting cheaper, Nigerians are not. You cannot be talking about 38 million Nigerians facing hunger, and I'm talking about next election. Let's talk about hunger. Let's talk about managing our resources today. Let's talk about doing the right thing, the right behavior, showing example to the younger ones, growing up that we're leaders. I've said that everybody, they have right to protest. I've said it before. I would discuss with every protester. They even won government months before they did that. I would sit down and discuss with them. People protested when I was governor. They even called strike. They shut down our schools for months, our hospitals for months. Well verified. I was talking with them. I didn't come down. I have never as a politician, as a governor, for one day, go and ask any policeman, say, please, stop somebody. Talk less of arresting the person. It shouldn't be. In a democracy, people have right to say no. I've said it every day. If I'm managing this facility and everybody loves me, I will resign. This is me. Wherever I am, I believe that I have enemies. My job is to convince them. If everybody loves me, then there's a problem. There's people who hate me because I'm just Peter. They don't even need to give me any reason. It is my job to convince them on why it should be. I convince the teachers why we should return schools to missionaries, and they've seen the result. I convince them why we should go to the missionary facilities, the Ministry of Health, and build school of nursing and midwifery. You just have to. It's a constant thing. That's why you're a leader. You're a communicator. You listen. You talk to the people. It's not a question of what the young ones. I'll meet them. The agitators, the protesters. I will be talking to them.
Sowore go after after Obi for visiting Babangida. Of course, I know it's expected. That's Sowore's way of operating. Using it against him, of course, we play to the hands of his followers, but I don't think he will go outside his followers. It will not have any effect outside his followership.
You think leadership is a common case? No. Esther said, if I perish, I perish. Whenever you are in leadership, look at what happened to Donald Trump. In America, where security is everywhere. Yet, 2 times now they wanted to kill him. Every profession has its own risk. If you're not willing to take the risk that is attached to any profession, step aside so that people who are given that mind by God will go ahead and serve God in that capacity. If you're an actor and an actress and you say you're not going to hug babes and you're not going to kiss them, step aside. Because that's what the job is. Don't come and say you're a born-again Christian. That's what the job entails. If you're a politician and you can't stand for your people that voted for you, and because you don't want to die, step aside. Because that's what the job entails. Any politician that is not behaving like Simfubara, who will resist and protest when his rights are trampled upon, knowing that our judicial system, knowing that our electoral system have failed us. That any politician who will not stand his ground, no matter the risk to his person, I said I will not speak for that politician again. And I maintain it. And you can see what is happening because we can't go forward. We calm down. If Simfubara has been saying calm down, do you know where River State would have been? He said he's ready for them. He's fully prepared. The election must go on. The election must hold. Winners must be declared. They will be sworn in. And whatever is going to happen, let it happen. I am looking for leaders who would say nobody will rig my election. And if you rig my election, I will fight. Nigerians, come out and fight. If they kill anybody, let them kill all of us. Oh yes, and thank God I'm seeing it happen. What Fubara did, was he advocating for violence? Was he advocating that the law should be broken? No. He was advocating for his right. That's my opinion. That's my advocacy. We must advocate for our right and stand by it. I did not disqualify anybody. I don't have that right. I said I am not going to speak for anybody going forward except this person meets this criteria. In any case, we have finished 2023 election. It's over. 2027 election has not come. So anybody who is saying betrayal, what am I betraying? There is nothing on ground. When I was a spokesman in 2023, I did my job creditably well, and we convinced Nigerians on what we believe is right. But you can see that in Nigeria, you not only have to have the power to win election, you have to have the power to defend your election. So anybody that does not have that spirit or power to defend the votes in a manner that you would say, whatever happens to me as a person, let it happen. I am not willing to speak any further for the person. So what I just simply said is that going forward, I will no longer be part of this until these fears are addressed. So I did not disqualify anybody. One, I don't have that power. Then two, I am not betraying anybody because I'm still a member of Labour Party. And you can see I'm still fighting. The Labour Party should be consolidated because Nigerians are looking for an alternative to these people. But if you want to fight these people who are compulsive thieves and who are the worst amongst us, leading us, according to Sideton Dume, who is part of them, then you have to grow higher and be more aggressive than calm down. That's what I said, and I stand by it. In all honesty, I would have said we don't. But because I'm a student of theology, I would not say so. Because when Elijah thought he was the only person that was worshiping God, God said, no, you're not the only person. There are more than 7,000 persons like you still in that country that have not done anything evil. I know them. So the only thing we have to do in this country, we must not be sentimentally attached to anybody, any politician. We must not be loyal to political parties or politicians. We have to be loyal to the country and to the law. And if any law is unjust, we have to fight the law. If anybody is doing anything illegal, no matter who the person is, we have to fight the person. So in Nigeria, we must create the environment so that those 7,000 that we do not know who are leaders will be able to begin to emerge. If the good ones keep quiet, they will never emerge. When people say people are selling their votes, you know why they are selling their votes? Because they believe that even if they vote their conscience, it will not count. Not because they want to be corrupt. They saw what happened in 2023. I was an active participant in that election of 2023. They did not sell their votes. But after, it did not count. So they'll be like, why would I go and say I'm voting for my conscience when it will not count? If I'm going to take this money, at least it will be what I gain. So if we don't fight, we are...
So, what is it? How can How on earth could someone be returning from paying homage to ex-Nigerian ruiners, Ibrahim Babangida, and then give his life to save Nigeria? Jokers. Somebody say you are so unintelligent. So when Pope John Paul visited Nigeria under Abacha, it meant he endorses Abacha junta. For someone that aspiring for the highest office in the country, you are too unintelligent for my liking. You literally moron. You should be ashamed of yourself. Wow.
It will not move them. It's like you're going to obedient people and you are trying to blackmail Peter Obi. And you're singing hip hop. It will not move them. It's like you're going to obedient people and you are trying to blackmail Peter Obi. Hip hop. It will not move them.
I know that your real issue isn't with Tinubu, the current leader, the current president, but with Peter Obi. You have been losing sleep over since Peter Obi disrupted your plan to use the NSAS protest as a pity card. The youth are awakening to the reality that the president is about competence, a good track record, and a genuine love for the country, not about disrespecting your elders. It no be your competitor you go pick fight with. And the only talkers in your approximity to power go determine a lot of things. Tinubu is not Sowore's competitor, neither Atiku. Now be hold the youth space down, which is also his own constituency. They are appealing to the same constituency. So you can only pick fight with somebody that is in direct competition with, not the guy that is more powerful than him. You forget he worked for Abacha. Under Buhari, he was lobbying to continue as SEC chairman until Baba fired him in December 2015. He is monumental fraud. I don't think you need to be fired. Now, normal, nobody say them fire around. Once the new administration is coming, it's coming with your own gang now. So somebody say, "What's your take on the visit to the IDP camp?" That's a strong joke. I think it's time to go for a break and come back later with the different stories. So, ladies and gentlemen, we might have to close this section and come back for later. Thank you all. See you guys later.